Does video marketing leave you with your head spinning? Well, you're not alone. Don't worry. All of us marketers are really trying to figure this out. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and welcome to another episode of the Video Marketing Show, where we break down all sorts of fun video marketing facts and stats and fun information to help motivate you and light a fire under you to get creating your own video content. And in this episode, that's exactly what's going to happen. So if you have not been creating video content for your marketing prior to this, I guarantee by the end of this, you're going to be a little more inspired to do so. So without further ado, I just want to give a giant shout out to everybody who's tuning in on the replay. Love you guys. And everyone who's popping in live. So let's do our usual rounds here. I want to see who is here. So let's pull up that chat and let's say hello to some folks. We've got our little chat overlay going on here. We've got Eddie from Nigeria. There we go. We've got Marlene coming in from Seattle. Marlene, it is great to see you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Eddie from Nigeria. That's so cool. And we've got Puerto Rico is in the house. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let me know in the comments as well. Are you using video marketing currently? Are you doing anything right now for your business or the businesses that you work for or work with as far as video marketing goes? And we've got Sunil from India. Hi, we've got people from all over the place. I'm sitting in gorgeous Victoria, British Columbia. Every time I say that, you'll notice I always look that way because I have a giant window right there. And we haven't had rain. We had like a little ounce of rain maybe in the last 2 months. It's been insane. So Eddie, great to have you here. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. And then Valerie, fellow Canadian. Hi. Okay. So I got a hard time this past week for saying color and favor with the OU. So it's a dead giveaway that I'm Canadian. And then we've got Wasim from Pakistan. Wasim, we've had you here before. So thanks for tuning in again. This is great. So yeah, feel free to throw up your comments. I'll leave that up there for a little while. We're going to talk a little bit about video marketing, breaking it back down. Instead of showing you actual tactics, we're going to talk about why you need to be doing video marketing. Let me just make sure my audio inputs. Yes, I've got the right audio input. And Marlene she needs to get back in the groove. Yes, definitely want to get back in the groove of video marketing. Wasim interested in learning video content creation. Yes. Well, in this one, you're going to learn the why, on why we need to be there, why we need to be doing that. We're going to be talking a little bit about algorithms. So geeking out a little bit. All right. So let me start with the example that I like to give, and then we'll go into some stats and some whys and hows. So when it comes to video marketing, there we go. When it comes to video marketing, everything is basically driven off the algorithm. So when you put all this time and work and energy and effort into creating video content, and that's whether you're doing a live stream, whether you are creating a high-end video that you spend hours and hours and hours on with storyboarding and working professionally, or whether you're spending some time in Canva tinkering around with fonts and text and images and then animating it and using that as video content, or if you're making a vlog and uploading that to YouTube, for example, all of those things are pieces of content that are video marketing in one way or another. All of those things take time. They take a little bit of planning, a little bit of thinking. And once we do all of the effort and put all the work into creating that video, that's just the beginning. Then we have to release it into the wild, right? And see how well it's going to perform. So we are a little bit at the mercy of the algorithms, not just an algorithm. There are many algorithms, and depending on what platform you're posting on, they all operate a little bit differently. But the example that I like to give when it comes to, small pause, because I got to give like a giant shout out to Johnny, like you and Evie are going to get like the crown of showing up to every single live stream. I want to like high five you right through the lens there. Thank you. And UV is here again. UV is great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And he's in Bangladesh. And we've got people from all over here. All right, so focus back to the first example that I like to give often because it makes a lot of sense in my head. Video content. Imagine if video content is much like trying to get to your end goal, your end destination faster. So if you've been relying on posting images on social or posting text or posting shared articles or links, then that's it's like being stuck in a traffic jam on a highway. So you're trying to get to your end destination. You're trying to attract people with your marketing. You're trying to put content out there, but you're basically sitting in a huge congested lineup of cars waiting to get to the same destination. When you start introducing video into the mix, video is basically like taking the highway and leaving you in everybody's dust. And then when you start introducing live video is basically like ditching the car altogether, grabbing a helicopter and getting to your end destination in seconds. So there's a very big difference in how each algorithm favors video content and what kind of video content that is. So when it comes to producing your own video content, there are shortcuts and easy ways that you can create video. And then there are things that take a little bit more effort, but can get you to your end destination a lot more effectively. And that's by working within the constraints and confines of what algorithm you're trying to appease to. So let's take a little wander here and let's talk about the algorithm. I should have put an S on that. The algorithms. So let's start with my fave. My fave here is, of course, Facebook. Why? Well, I teach Facebook advertising. It's my jam. Actually, if you want to learn Facebook ads from the ground up, the 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp that I run every 3 months kicks off again Tuesday. So you're in luck. The latest run of the bootcamp happens this Tuesday. You can sign up over at swiftkickingtheads.com. I'll talk more about that later. But Facebook ads, Facebook is my jam. That's my life. That's my workplace. Oh, and speaking of that, by the way, this morning was a full hard stop for me as far as work goes, because my office is Facebook. I work on client campaigns. I work on client pages. I work exclusively in Facebook. And Facebook was down for me this morning. When I say down, I couldn't even navigate to any business pages. I could navigate to groups, but I couldn't make any posts or interact. And then even for my own personal profile, if I tried to post anything, it would just be stuck waiting, trying to post. It was just a full stoppage for me. So Facebook had a nice glitch this morning. And for somebody who works in Facebook, like inside the platform 24/7, my heart skipped a little bit. I'm much better now. We're good. We're back up and running. I can breathe. So Facebook's algorithm, when it comes to video content specifically, what is Facebook ranking your video content on? What is going to make the difference between your video being shown versus a competitor's video shown, but versus none of the video content being shown? It's all about the algorithm. And in Facebook land, it's definitely about popularity. Facebook's algorithm is a popularity contest. How much engagement is it getting? Is it when Facebook's algorithm, I mean, we're going to talk about this right here that I've got up there, but there's a cool thing that happens with Facebook's algorithm that I can speak to. I'm not quite as familiar with all the rest. We're going to talk more about all those too. But in Facebook's world, Facebook will take your content that you post and will just sample it out there. Just sprinkle it out to just a small handful of people who like your page or who are highly engaged with your content. And it will just sample it out to that small little group of people. If within a small time frame of after you posted, that content is getting engagement, and engagement is a like, a click, a comment, or a share, then Facebook will say, okay, this content is getting engagement. So therefore, we're going to start circulating that to a wider group of people. And if it continues to get engagement, then it circulates it further and further and further. And that's how you start to get a lot of organic reach. So Facebook, it is a popularity contest. But when we're talking about video content and how Facebook favors video content, it's looking at these three things. It's looking at loyalty and intent, video and viewing durations, and originality, so that you're not recycling the same content over and over and over. So let's think about that. If you are posting video content, say you do a podcast and you have an audiogram that you post every single week when your new podcast episode drops, and you drop an audiogram. So it is technically video if you have it as a video file. And you put that little snippet out on your Facebook page, and you're like, well, Amanda is saying, the digital gal says, do video. I'm doing video. How come this isn't performing? Well, if you're just regurgitating the same thing over and over and over every single week, it's not original. It's not catching attention. It's not capturing those attention spans. It's not going to do quite as well. So loyalty and intent here, that is important. So the fact that I'm like freaking out every time Evie pops on one of these live streams, or every time Johnny pops on one of these live streams, or every time UV pops on one of these live streams, I am excited. You know why? Because that means that the content that I'm putting out there is engaging enough to bring them back. again and again. And the loyalty is a very highly ranked part of the algorithm as far as how your video content performs. And video and viewing durations, that's something that you're probably going to see fairly consistent across the board for a lot of algorithms. So video viewing duration, you'll notice when you look at any of your video marketing stats when it comes to Facebook and YouTube, Facebook and YouTube, big time. The actual view throughs, the duration, how long you're keeping that attention span is going to factor immensely into how well that video is going to perform going on into the future. So that means how many 1-minute video views are we getting? Are people, and I can see we've got lots of people popping on the live stream, and throughout this live stream, it will ebb and flow. Lots of people will pop on, they'll check it out for a few seconds, or they might just pop on while they're on their way out to something and they don't have time to sit here for half an hour or an hour or whatever to watch this. So they'll pop on for a few seconds, they'll check it out, and then they'll bounce off. And that's okay. That's generally the nature of how live video works. And it's actually pretty awesome because the real magic is in the replay. There's a whole episode on that too. But when it comes to the retention and how long people are viewing through, the more viewership we have on a video, the more length of time people are sitting here watching, the more your content is going to perform within the algorithm. So that is Facebook. And let me just check in the comments here. Ooh, Julia, hi from Tampa, USA. It's good to see you here. And then I like this. Julia is saying, love watching through YouTube because video always keeps if I change the page or go to check Messenger. So exactly, you can multitask. And that's why here's a quick live streaming tip. That's why occasionally if I'm yammering on about something, but then I'm getting to the point of something very important, I'll tell everybody to stop what you're doing. If you are watching this in between other things, this is an important point. You need to listen to this right now. And then I'll say an important point. I don't have anything important right there. I also want to give a giant shout out to Mike Alton from St. Louis. And we've got Johnny's driving to Starbucks, just parked, and he's watching. Like super points. Seriously, the dedication there. Johnny, reach out to me after with your mailing address because I want to send you something. Okay, so then let's move back on to algorithms. We talked about Facebook's algorithm as it pertains to video. Now let's talk about YouTube. YouTube is going to view your content a little bit differently. YouTube really ranks personalization. So how personalized is it to the person's browsing history, to the video content that they have previously consumed, how long they've watched that content. So the personalization to the individual user, how relevant is it to their preferences? That's going to be first and foremost. Then again, just like Facebook, right there, the performance of the video's success. So how well is that video content performing overall? And your view through duration is going to be very, very critical to that. And then we get into external factors of the overall audience and market. And when it comes to YouTube, think about these things differently. So the algorithm on Facebook is very highly driven by engagement. YouTube is very heavily driven by search and SEO, search engine optimization. So YouTube has search intent. Typically, people are searching for something and YouTube has the answer, right? And then the algorithms will take over to keep driving viewership by recommending more video content that fits into these categories. Whereas Facebook is really trying hard with Facebook Watch, but it's got a long way to go. Facebook is still very much browse intent. People are browsing and then they stumble across content and then they'll consume it and they'll watch it. Now let's talk about one that I haven't really talked a lot about, TikTok. Yeah, that's right. Guys, we can't, if we're talking about video marketing, we cannot be blind to the fact that TikTok is hiding over here in the shadows, just absolutely cannibalizing and consuming viewer attention spans. And what are they cannibalizing and consuming it with? Video content. Video is capturing attention span and holding it. So when us marketers are ignoring and turning a blind eye to video altogether because it takes time, we don't know how to do it, we're unsure, we don't know what content to use, go back and look at all these episodes because trust me, there's a lot packed in there on how to help you resolve all those issues. But by you turning a blind eye and ignoring video content, you're ignoring the fact that TikTok is just absolutely cannibalizing attention spans and taking users off all of these other platforms, and they're doing it through the vehicle of video. And that's a good thing. I mean, you can do video marketing on TikTok. I'm starting to experiment with TikTok ads as we speak. And so far the results are actually a little surprising. So that's cool. So don't be turning a blind eye to all of the opportunities, but think about it this way. Video, the market video. I mean, video. I know I keep saying that, but video is the driving vehicle for attention span right now. And we can also see that through Instagram and Instagram Reels, Instagram TV. So let's talk about this first. So when it comes to the algorithm on TikTok, they're ranking it based on user interactions. So based on the user, when they're ranking the For You page, that's basically like almost like your homepage of when you open up TikTok. For those of you that don't TikTok a lot, that's the algorithm when it comes to TikTok is so highly curated for your own personal preferences that it's actually freaky and a little bit scary. And it's almost like TikTok actually knows you way too well. Little crazy. I got stuck going down the rabbit hole of plant talk last night. So yes, I've now purchased even more items that I don't need for plants that I don't need to be growing inside my house. I'm propagating things. I never used to be a plant person. Is this what happens when you get older? I don't know. I got a dog and I got plants. Life is good. Anyhow, TikTok. So it's ranking the videos that you like. So if you're hitting that like button on videos, that's heavily going to influence the algorithm. Videos that you share. So if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny, I have to send this in Messenger to Mike Alton to make him spit out his coffee and laugh, then that's going to heavily influence future video content I'm going to be served. It's also going to rank based on accounts that you follow. So I follow a ton of my marketing friends over on TikTok because I like seeing the content that they're putting out there, but they're all in social media marketing. They're all around this industry. So that is heavily influencing the algorithm of what I'm being served on my For You page. Comments that I post, I'm kind of like a creeper on TikTok. I don't post a ton of comments on there. And content that you create. So I don't do a ton of TikTok, but mostly it's been waterfalls and hikes. That's it. So that's all going to pack into the algorithm. I'm just going to double check over in the comments here. And then, yeah, Johnny is saying, video is the easiest way to get your content to people. Yes, absolutely it is. I mean, it really is. It's a great, I also call video is kind of like the gateway drug to getting people hooked on your content. TikTok limits you to 1 hour, doesn't it? I don't know about that. I don't know on the live streaming side, I'm not sure. But as far as posting a video, it's 3 minutes that you can post a video up to. So then let's talk about Instagram Reels. That's right. So recently there was a lot of controversy going out where people were misinterpreting words from Instagram, basically saying they are now a video platform. And the interpretation of that is that we are no longer a photo platform. And yes, they are still a photo platform, but they are putting a heavy focus on video. So if you have a platform the size of Instagram, which Instagram and Facebook are owned by Facebook, they're the same company, they still operate differently and have different algorithms. But when you have a platform as big as Instagram that is iconically known for images, and they are basically saying, yeah, video is very high up on our radar right now, that you're going to pay attention to that. We've already seen it with the evolution of them moving into IGTV, Instagram TV, and putting a lot of weight in behind that. And then they have evolved Instagram TV over time and made some changes to how that works to get more people to adopt using it. And now they've introduced Reels. Well, that's coming on the heels of TikTok, right? Remember how we're saying video is cannibalizing attention span. It's taking the attention span by storm. So Instagram needs to jump on the bandwagon and get a cut of that. And that's where we have Instagram Reels. And they're saying, basically, for the algorithm, they're going to be focusing on anything that is specifically focused on what's going to entertain you. Entertainment. So if I break that down one little bit further, Instagram Reels, what are they looking for? They're ranking, are you watching all the way through? Did you like it? Did you find it entertaining or funny? And did you go to the audio page? So there's a lot more. This is just a very, very, very high level. I think Jen Herman just shared an article that goes into a deeper dive on this. So think about all of this. I just highlighted Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels, just as a brief overview to look at how video content is being ranked. So when you're creating your video content, you need to take all of this into consideration. So do you think Instagram will allow linking? Yeah, no, no. Yes, no. I mean, there's some hacks around it. You can put a link in the description of your IGTV post. And then, so if you don't have the 10,000 followers, et cetera, like that, you can still put a link into certain spots in Instagram. But no, I really think Instagram is going to, I look at Instagram as like the more pure platform. You have to be more authentic as a marketer on Instagram to have it actually drive traffic for you. It's more of an attention span platform than a driving traffic platform, but there are lots of strategies and ways that you can drive traffic with it. And that's where you need to follow Jen Herman. She is the absolute queen when it comes to everything you need to know about Instagram. She literally wrote the book Instagram for Dummies. So definitely check her out. So, all right, with all that said, so we just talked about the algorithm because I really feel strongly that if you don't understand, number one, that all of this is being driven based on an algorithm, number two, how those algorithms work differently depending on what platform you're creating content for, and three, that even if you think your content is great, the algorithm's going to judge it for you. And so when you're putting all of that effort into creating a piece of video content, think about it this way. One piece of content, it's like sitting down for a giant meal and you're just getting one little tiny appetizer and that's it. You want to have the whole meal. You want to get the appetizer, you want to have the main course, you want to have dessert, you want to have maybe your choice of wine with it. You want to have more things to be able to consume. When it comes to creating content, specifically video content, you need to create a high volume of things for people to consume. So I see a lot of marketers investing a ton of time, resources, money, energy, and effort into creating the perfect video that they think is going to work. And then they put it out there and they expect magic to happen, and it doesn't. But then they've invested so much money into that piece of video content. Now they're going, okay, well, now I need ads to serve it to people and circulate it even further. Now I need to put it into YouTube ads. I need to put it into Facebook ads. I need to get it everywhere. Well, no, if the content isn't performing well organically, it's not going to perform well for you in ads, bottom line. So it's not worth wasting your money. So putting in the time to figure out for the platform that you're posting on what the algorithm likes and what's working from an algorithm standpoint is then great at translating into advertising because it's already showing if the platform is favoring your content and distributing it organically, then it's going to have a lot easier time distributing it, it's hard to say, in the ads network. No matter what platform you're on, it's going to cost you less and get further reach and further momentum. So from an advertising perspective, understanding these algorithms and understanding what content works with those algorithms is very, very, very handy. So now let's talk about video overall. So we understand now that, just creating video, like if you build it, they will come. Not so much. Just building video content doesn't really help you. Creating video content that works for the algorithm and the platform that you're putting it on, and then putting effort into creating multiple pieces of video content so you can continue to dial in what's working and what's not and serve it out there, that's a great start. And then from there, let's talk about the importance of video. If you've been shying away from video because it's too hard, or you don't know what you're doing, or you just don't have time for it, well, we got to change that. We got to change that today because it's 2021. And as we move forward, the trends are all pointing in the video direction. So let's take a look at some of those stats. So stats-wise, we've got some stats that I've pulled up for you. 89% of marketers plan to use video marketing on YouTube in 2021. So we are seeing a huge amount. And this, by the way, I've checked into some of these stats. This is just a conversation piece to get us started in the right direction. But the sample size, I think, on that study was fairly small, but I think it is a good representation of the trends that we are going to be seeing moving forward. And with conversations that I've had with fellow marketers, who have not done any advertising or video marketing on YouTube. YouTube has kind of been this, YouTube, you have these hardcore YouTubers who are hardcore into creating YouTube content and hardcore into advertising on it and who are seeing great amounts of success on there. And then you have this other sort of camp of marketers who have just been ignoring it entirely because they're not quite sure how to navigate it, don't know what to do. They're just scared of it. So they haven't done anything with it. There's massive, massive opportunities there. And with talking with all of my peers in the industry, there is a huge indicator that marketers are now shifting massive focus onto YouTube as a fantastic vehicle for reaching their ideal audiences, growing their audiences, and growing their business. So YouTube is definitely something to keep on your radar, because if you aren't, all the rest of us are, and you're going to get left behind. All right, so now let's talk about this. 70% of businesses say they're creating more videos now compared to the same time last year. That's important to keep on your radar as well. So if people are creating more video content now than ever, and video content tends to perform quite well with all of these algorithms, and then we have video content on platforms such as TikTok that are just absolutely crushing it with keeping people's attention span on the platform. If you're not creating video content, you are literally at the back of the bus. You're at the back of the line. You do not have a fast pass. You cannot skip go and collect your $200. You are just basically, you're just collecting dust. And that's not good. So this is why we got to shake off the dust. We got to up that confidence level within you. We have to refocus and rebalance your attention that you have rolled out across. I know we're all, as marketers, we're all wearing a lot of different hats, lots of spinning plates. We have too many things that we are juggling all at once, and we've prioritized our marketing in certain ways. So it's time to take that slow down moment of going, oh, well, 70% of businesses are creating more video right now than they were the same time last year. It's a trend. Things are moving in that direction. Maybe we should pay attention to this too. Let's talk about this one here. Video is the number one form of media used in content strategy, overtaking blogs and infographics. I can speak to the heavens about this one. Okay, so when we're talking strategy, I'm just going to talk super quick on Facebook advertising and Facebook marketing strategy. More specifically for you small businesses out there who are not in e-commerce, who are not spending, tens of thousands of dollars a month on Facebook ads. If you're a smaller business and you have a small little pot of marketing dollars to work with, and you're trying to figure out how to spread that out and how to make your ads successful for your business, how to get exposure for your business, video is a massive cornerstone in your strategy to stretch those marketing dollars as far as you can. So when we talk about using video content in your ads, I usually say when you first start an ad account, when you first start doing marketing, start with video. And video is not all ads are the same, not all ads cost the same. Depending on what you're trying to do with your ads, there are varying costs. So if I want to put out a piece of video content and my objective is video views, I just want to get video views on this content, I can get video views happening for as little as a cent per 15-second play, or even half a cent. So I can get very, 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 very cheap video views, reaching a highly curated, targeted audience of people. So I can introduce my video content or my business or whatever content I'm trying to put out there. I can introduce that to a very large crowd of targeted people at an extremely low cost. Keeping that attention span on the platform is a lot cheaper than sending that attention span off the platform. So for example, if I'm advertising on Facebook and I have a video that's on Facebook and I want people on Facebook to watch that video, it's cheaper than if I have a piece of content on Facebook that I'm asking people to click off and go off to my landing page or my website or wherever. So when it comes to content strategy, video is a massive, massive cornerstone in this. And it's something that you definitely should not be overlooking. And you should definitely be rebalancing and prioritizing how it plays into your overall content strategy. Because if you're not, all the rest of us are, and your competition is going to dance circles around you in the next year, next 2 years. This is where all of the trends are going. And I'm really harping on this because I work with a lot of businesses that come to me for Facebook advertising help. And when we look at their video view audiences, like, okay, what audiences do we have to start with? And I look into the back end of their Facebook advertising and I see, oh, you've done a ton of advertising, 0 video ads. And so we have 0 size of a video view audience. And the video view audience is one of the most cheap and cheerful ways for us to start building momentum within your strategy. FYI. And if you want to learn more about that, by the way, again, the Facebook Ads 4-week bootcamp kicks off this coming Tuesday. And week 3 we focus on budget and strategy. So we look at that strategy and we talk about that video marketing strategy as well. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, it's $49 a month, kicks off this Tuesday. You can cancel anytime, but that gets you the 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp that is right around the corner. All right, let's talk about this one here. 88% of marketers are committed to devoting more dollars to video campaigns in the future. Yes, just yes. We're all this entire conversation, if it hasn't motivated you yet, think about it. People that have marketing dollars that they were investing into non-video campaigns or non-video forms and formats of marketing are now shifting that focus and allocating that budget to weigh more heavily on video marketing, whether that's the video production, so for example, I myself just signed up for a program. I can't remember, I won't tell the name of it until I've actually tested it out, and then I can report back to you on if it works for me or not. But I'm now, even myself as the Digital Gal business, I'm investing into video marketing services to help me put out more volume of video content for clients, because I can only produce so much video content myself. And I handle a roster of clients. I have my membership full of people who are learning Facebook ads. I have people who coach and consult with me. I have lots of touch points with lots of people who need video content. So I'm myself investing into more resources so I can produce a higher volume of video content. So this is absolutely true. A lot of marketers are moving dollars more into video, whether it's producing video, purchasing video, or the time it takes to go and create video, or the ad dollars it takes to support circulating that video. So keep that in mind. I'm going to check into the chat here. This is Keith. Great content. Yes. Thank you. This is good. I love comments like this because then I know I'm like, okay, so I'm going in the right direction then. And just a giant shout out to Locoman. Is that how I say it? Locoman? Let me know. And okay, pull that down. And then I've got some more stats for you here. Moving on down. We already talked about that one. All right, let's talk about time. How long are people actually on there for? So on average, viewers are spending 7 hours and 55 minutes per week watching online video content. That's a lot. And that's probably, if that's an average viewer, I'm probably quadruple that. So think about that. That's a lot of time people are investing their attention span on online video content. We also have this one right here. Online video consumption is increasing across all age groups, with the largest being seen in people over 46 years old. So when we're thinking TikTok, and we're thinking it's all 13-year-olds who are singing and dancing and that's it. No, maybe back before TikTok was TikTok and when they acquired Musical.ly, maybe, yes. But now, especially after all the lockdowns and people have been stuck inside for over a year, and their attention span has moved and shifted into the platform, that platform has changed and evolved over time. And we're seeing the ages go from very young to starting to just completely evolve and covering a wider age range of people who are on these platforms and consuming video content on the regular. So don't hide under this rock of thinking that, if I'm not using video marketing, it'll get easier. It's just Facebook's algorithm, or all these other algorithms are just, organic reach is dead or organic reach is down, it'll rebound. No, it's because you're not using video content. Get on it. All right. And the last stat I have for you here is about live streaming. Naturally. So it's saying 12% of Facebook video posts are live streams. So it's not a huge percentage. But of those live streams, they're getting double the engagement of pre-recorded video posts. And I will speak to that. I will absolutely speak to that. That's the... Sorry, I just have to pull up this comment here because this is so true. When we're talking about the 7 hours and 55 minutes of people consuming video content, Johnny's like, that's how many hours I average being live a week. I feel this to my core because, and I've shown you this before, where I've been using a tracker device here to track how much time I'm spending on different tasks in my business, on my business, supporting clients, etc. I want you to note this right there. There we are. That face right there. That's how much time I spend on camera. So when I'm on camera, I put my tracker with that one face up and I track the amount of time that I'm spending on live video, talking to people. Now, I do use this for tracking whether I'm on live video right now, like this with you, or if I'm on a Zoom call talking to somebody, where I have to be on camera talking to somebody. And I was averaging at one point over 30 hours of doing this on camera every week. So I'm trying to scale that back and work on it. But yes, the amount of like video is definitely, I feel you on that one. So let's just address this last one right here, because it's very important and near and dear to my heart. But that brings us right back to the very beginning of this episode, where I was talking about how if you're imagining all of these different types of content that you could be posting, and if we had to rank them in an order of how fast they're going to get you to your end destination, and I use that analogy of you say you're on a highway and there's a massive traffic jam and you're stuck there waiting and just like, okay, I'm in line and I'll get there eventually. You have some choices. You can either take a different route. You can take a little back road. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get there, but you'll still get to your end destination. Or you can use a different type of content, upgrade your vehicle, and instead of sitting on that highway, that huge traffic jam of everybody else putting out pre-recorded video content, you can just skip the line, jump into a helicopter, and zip onto your destination if you're using live video. Live video outranks everything as far as engagement goes. It's so important. And most of you, I've spent this whole episode kind of, giving you a little hard time there about not using video in your marketing. But I know the majority of you watching this right now live or on the replay are not doing live video yourself. And guess what? It is one heck of a way to fast track that engagement. What drives the algorithms for the most part? A lot of that involves engagement. So if you're getting engagement on your content will organically distribute and circulate to a wider range of people faster. So by not leveraging live video, you're basically sitting in that traffic jam going, well, I'll get there eventually. Eventually I'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. No, you go ahead. You cut in line. It's fine. Not all of us have time to wait. Some of us need to grow a brand. Some of us need to get more competitive because our competitors are catching up and eclipsing us. So if you're looking for fast ways to innovate and faster ways to get ahead, or faster ways to grow your following, faster ways to get more sales, live video is a massive, massive key to all of this. And if you're not using live video, you absolutely need to. And you can use Restream, obviously. That's what we're broadcasting with right now. And I'm inside Restream's live video studio. So it's browser-based. So you don't need to have a ton of crazy technology. You don't need to do anything fancy. And all these titles and everything that I've been creating in here, this is all created right within Restream. It's absolutely user-friendly. Let me drop that into the chat here so that you guys can have access to this. thedigitalgal.com/Restream. I think I spelled that right. And then Glenn is saying, you have a great stream, friendly and helpful, open to learn yourself. Smile, you're doing well. I'm smiling. Thank you. That makes me feel really, really, really good. Lindy. Oh, hi, Lindy. You're here. Wow, that's a lot of camera time. Yeah, when I was talking about tracking my camera time. It is. It really is. And it's for every hour of camera time, I have a theory, and this is just me personally. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I feel like for every hour I'm on camera, it feels like 2 hours of mental bandwidth, because you're on, you're switched on. You're not sitting here, kind of like, you're not sitting here just, chilling back and just relaxing and sipping your Tim Hortons coffee, which is awesome, by the way. Yeah, you're on. You're just in go mode, and you have to be you have to be doing this the whole time. You can't be slouching around and chilling out. I don't think you guys can see him. No, small dog's in the background. You can't see him on this frame though. You can't be small dog. So I feel like for every hour on camera, so when I was saying 30 hours tracked on camera consistently, it feels like 60 hours of mental bandwidth. It's draining. It's worth it though. It's worth it. So definitely something that you don't want to be overlooking. So let me just throw this right back up there again. If you haven't already tried this link, go ahead, dare you to try it, because that will unlock 7 days of Restream Pro for you. So go ahead, sign up, get in the studio, check it out, so that you can actually fast track your business by leveraging live streaming. And these tools make it so much easier for you. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to have all the fancy gear. this Restream is the fancy gear that you need right now. So go and check that out. I also want to encourage you. Let me pull this one up. And I'm going to drop this into the chat here. SwiftKickInTheAds.com. Voila. You're definitely going to want to check this out because the Facebook Ads 4-week bootcamp kicks off. Actually, let me see if I can share your screen here. Let's go Chrome tab, and I want to share this one, I think. Learn Facebook Ads, that one. All right. So you are definitely going to want to check this out because this is fast approaching. We've got 4 days, 15 hours to the next 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp that kicks off, where you're going to learn Facebook Ads. You're going to be learning it in the 4 steps. So 1, how to create ads using Ads Manager, how to do your audiences and targeting, how to do your budget and strategy, and reporting and optimizing. And how do you get into the bootcamp? Well, you get into that bootcamp by signing up for a Swift Kick in the Ads membership. And what does that look like? Well, let me show you that. So let's go learn Facebook Ads. Let's go in this one here. Once you sign up for a membership, $49 a month, cancel anytime. You also get the entire replay library with all these video replays covering off topics like Facebook, for example, Messenger marketing chatbots, Facebook Business Manager and Business Suite, Google Ads, Instagram ads, and of course, all the replays for all the live shows. So that's included, as well as the Facebook group where you can ask me questions all of the time. And we also have our Monday morning open office hours on Zoom. So you can hop on Zoom, ask any of your Facebook ads questions, and get actual technical help. And those sessions, I actually don't record them because I want members to be able to openly ask any question, even if it's for a client they're working with or for their own stuff, and they don't want that plastered about the internet anywhere else. I don't record those so people can have a safe space to ask any question related to Facebook ads, and we can do screen shares and dive in and actually resolve those issues. So with that, definitely go and check out Swift Kick in the Ads. Let's throw this back up here. Voila. And let's go into, because we're using the Restream Studio. I love this. Let's put this back up there. Love it. All right. With that, I really hope that if you've watched all the way to this point, or if you've caught snippets throughout, I want you to be using video in your marketing strategy. And I want you to up the game. If you've already been using video, good, great. What's the next step? What's the next level that you could push yourself to using video content? Is it doing a live stream that you haven't done before? Go for it. If you've been doing live streams, what else can you do to push that limit or push those boundaries? Have you tried YouTube advertising? Have you tried Facebook advertising? Have you tried what's the next step? Like, are you sitting there in a little happy comfort zone of like, oh, I use video. Yeah, okay. Guess what? There are billions of different ways that you can be pushing video content out there, trying different types of video content, using different platforms. So my encouragement to you is that you up your video marketing game and you do it now, not in a year from now, because in another year from now, your competition is going to eclipse you. Everything's changing so quickly. So get on it. Get on it. I really, really hope you found some inspiration out of this into wanting to go and create video content. And if you need any help with that, there's an entire replay library on all of this. You can find everything over on YouTube. You can go to the Digital Gal YouTube channel, and then you can find all the replays on the Video Marketing Show. There's so much information packed in there to help you get started with video marketing. With that said, I'm going to part. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to tune in today. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal. This is the Video Marketing Show sponsored by Restream. If you haven't checked out Restream, you definitely want to head over to thedigitalgal.com/Restream, pick up your 7-day pro account, and get your butt on there and get live streaming. Let's do this. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you next week. Ciao for now.